Hey guys, what's going on? It's a Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. We're going to take a look at Onyx Coin XCN right about now. However, before we do dive over to the charts, we do have today's crypto bubbles up, and it's looking very, very weak on the daily here. You can see XCN is down 4.7%. However, millions and millions of investors are feeling the pain right about now. There's a lot of suffering in the market. But like I say, 90% of investing and trading is to do with managing your emotions. So if you're having a hard time out there, make sure to go out, touch grass, maybe just ignore the charts for a while. If you're here and you are viewing the charts, obviously you have got thick skin, and you need thick skin to survive in these markets, okay? So like I say, XN is currently down 4.7. We've got ADA down 6.2%, VRA down 6.7%. So that's probably the biggest loser over here in the watch list in terms of the crypto bubbles. However, if we just remind ourselves on the weekly, we are up on some of these coins. So, Stronghold, which is built on Stellar, is up 37.2%. Cardano, ADA is up 14.1%, so we're doing okay. Again, if we just come out to the 3 monthly here, they're also doing really good. Zbec, we do cover from time to time over here on the Block Bull channel, and we've also got Stronghold up as well there. So let's dive into the chart. So this is going to be very reassuring for you guys, in fact, because in the previous video, I was looking for an order block down here. So you can see the order block is actually around this sort of price here. So if we just take that sort of horizontal line, and that's mocking out the 24 high there, which occurred back in March of last year. Okay, so this is an order block. Again, we're not going exactly for the blue line, but in and around that sort of area, which is sort of highlighted here with this order block as mentioned. Again, I've just been having to play around with some of this TA as well, just come up with some new ideas for you guys, and ultimately offer you guys some sort of reassurance in the markets, just to see if we can actually hold some sort of structure, and that way, we'll not fall as deep or, retrace as heavy, because I know a lot of people do need that reassurance in the markets. Again, please do not take any of this video or the information as financial advice. It's purely for entertainment purposes. However, if we do highlight this massive liquidation spike all the way down here, which occurred around sort of June time of 2022, I believe. And then we've got this sort of nice, it's acting as a nice splitter, if you will. So for me, it's not 100% accuracy, but what I'm going to highlight is these sort of two peaks here. So there's this attempt here to grab liquidation out of the market. Okay, so you've got this first one back down here. This is sort of December of 2023, and you've also got this sort of second peak up here, which was the, like I say, March 2024 high. So that was last year's high. So there is an area of interest there. Now you can see here where we bring this sort of splitter, we're coming back down to retest that sort of yellow trend line. Again, we don't have to tap it to a specific sort of level. That's just there as a sort of overall sort of insight as to where the market is looking to sort of pull back into. Now, what's familiar here is the fact that we've come down and we've actually taken, or should I say bounced, off this point here. Okay, we've bounced off this blue line. Now, this blue line is an institutional 200-day moving average. So a lot of the time, bankers, hedge funds, any sort of smart money, any sort of institution that is managing large amounts of money in the markets will tend to make and enter their positions amongst or above the sort of 200-day moving average. So, like I say, if we're trading up here, they're waiting down here, and this is where smart money is entering the market on the 200-day moving average. We get the bounce, and then we've had this sort of flirtation with the 200-day moving average. Now, for me, I believe smart money will be accumulating Onyx XCN coin heavily, because to them, Onyx XCN coin is very, very well priced at this moment in time. It is below that blue line, as I say, the 200-day moving average. So for them, they're probably dollar cost averaging. They've got plenty of money. They can outlast and survive a bleed. But for us as retail traders, that some of us are all in. Especially over in the Discord that I manage, we've got some big whales over in the Discord. So there's a lot of money at stake right about now. So I always sort of recommend, for me personally, Again, I can't give you guys advice, but for me personally, I always hold a little bit of dry powder. Again, at the beginning of this video, you saw that purple order block down here, which is where I've got my sort of buy orders, and that is in around just above this sort of March 2024 high. That's for me personally. However, there is a chance for Onyx XCN Coin actually holding this sort of macro structure. Now, like I say, if I just highlight this yellow line here, we've got that liquidation spike there, creating that sort of low of 2022. Then we come down through here. We've actually sort of splitting through a sort of bull market, which for me, really good prices up here if you are looking to sell. Again, anything below this yellow line, you're sort of accumulating. For me, I'd be accumulating along with smart money underneath this sort of blue line, if you will. So hopefully we've got this sort of apex going again. And I know you guys are probably sick to death of apexes because a lot of these apexes do break down. However, they are bullish by nature. However, I would there's different articles online. You know, there's some stipulating that, you know, bull flags, for instance, this could be potentially seen as a bull flag. And in my view, it is a bull flag, and we can only use the sort of data which has been printed so far, you know. But I could imagine this could continue trading. Again, the next sort of fundamental news, anyway, for me, is the next Fed meeting. You know, I'm massive with Fed meetings, especially when there's interest rates on sort of in play, if you will. So that is 17th of September. New interest rates are set to be slashed. That should send the market parabolic. So what I'm saying here, guys, is there could be some further downside. And again, it's just how you sort of illustrate these sort of markers in here, like I say. So I'd be inclined to draw something along these sort of lines anyway. So, you know, there could be some further downside, in my opinion. I do believe there's going to be some further continuation bleeding here. However, if we do look onto the daily now, we're just coming in. This is a sort of 4-month swing low, if you will, this point here, which I'm going to highlight for you guys right here. Okay, so right here, if we're looking here, this is sort of 12th of April. So this was the low prior to the sort of last couple of days here where we've taken out that low. Now, usually traders and investors would be placing the lows a wick or two below this sort of swing low, which is what is happening now. You can see where the price is sort of currently trading. So today is an interesting sort of day to keep monitoring. So far, it's not looking too good, but, you know, all we've got to do is keep a look on these charts, monitor these, and see how these sort of next 2 daily candles sort of form. That'll probably give us a more indication if we're going to see a sort of rebound to the upside with Onyx XCN Coin. For example, if we was to rebound, we could get back up to that sort of 200-day moving average, and that sort of confluences with that sort of macro structure where that yellow trend line's coming in, which is acting as a present sort of resistance, if you will. So that would be approximately 36-37% run up to the upside. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Onyx XCN Coin over the next week or two could run up that sort of price. Yeah, whilst maintaining structure. If we was to fall down, obviously, you know, I am trying to offer some sort of reassurance. I'm not looking for my purple order block in today's video because I don't want to frighten the life out of everybody. But for, like I say, reassurance purposes, worst case scenario, if we was to hold this sort of structure that I'm highlighting today, we're looking at around 24 to 25% sort of retracement, if you will. So yeah, just make sure you got some dry powder. You know, rather be safe than sorry. Your dry powder is your insurance policy. You know, if you've got expensive assets, you're always going to want to take out insurance. And I don't know why people do decide to go 100% into crypto or go all in with, you know, money that they've got available. You always need that little bit of dry powder just to make sure that you can survive and get yourselves across these finish lines. Now, for me, 17th of September would be explosive. So it's just a question mark now if we're going to see a rebound from this sort of 4 or 5 month sort of swing low, which was set in the sort of late stages of June. You know, a couple of months ago. So hopefully some positive price action to come. But like I say, keep some dry powder. Always keep a little bit of dry. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash the like button. Subscribe if you're not already. And I shall see you in the next video, guys. Take it easy. I've been the Block Bull. Block Bull is over and out.